Yo, 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 what's up? This is Delakshi. Welcome back to Del TV. Okay, so today, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna talk about our favorite topic, meditation, right? but it's gonna be meditation debunked. Cha cha cha. You ready? Yes, let's go. So when we think of meditation, that's what we all think, like this bald yogi, wrapped in sarong wrap, like sitting on top of this Himalayan mountains, like with their mudra and like sitting down and just like for months, it doesn't matter. They're in the background, seasons be passing, spring, summer, fall, winter, like all this. They don't care. They start growing beard and like all this, like that's what we all think, That's what we all want to aim for, not just sitting down like for months, ain't nobody got time for that, we got bills to pay, classes to go to, like work to attend, but you get the point, that's what we think. And just as for everybody, like anybody, like it's as much hard for me, like meditation till this day, it's always hard for me to like shut my brain off, because anybody who knows me knows that I have a very rich inner life. Like I love thinking. That's why I'm always like lost in my own world. Like it don't matter if it's winter, snowing, up in this storm, there's a storm going on. Like I'm lost in my like imagination dream world. Like, I'm in Caribbeans, like Caribbean islands, like sipping on some like summer berry juice, it's like warm weather, like by the beach in my bikini, tanning, like not tanning, I don't need to tan. That's one other thing though. Like when I first came to the country, remember, like I used to be very insecure of my hair. Y'all saw my curly hair in my last video. Like my hair, my skin. It's natural though. When you're surrounded by people who don't look like you, who and it's normal to feel a little insecure, to out of place. And then came to college and surrounded by a lot of people of color, and then started embracing myself, like loving myself. And then all of a sudden one day I woke up, I was just like, shit, like people go to salon to like curl their hair, and like people go to tanning booths to like get this color. Like we're born with this shit, this came free, like all of a sudden you just like have this hallelujah moment, like hallelujah, hallelujah, like like all of a sudden you just like, shit, I spent about owning myself. And the next day you start walking like you own this damn place. Like going back to what was I talking about? Damn, like like I'm always juggling around like topics, but what was I talking about? Shit. Going back to spending time. Okay, yes, like thinking. That's where it was. So I'm always thinking. I'm always lost in my world. So it's still this day. It's very hard for me to like sit down and be like own. Like it's really hard for me to like shut my damn brain. And when I first started meditating, like I would I would have like 20 minutes to meditate, right? It would take me like that damn 20 minutes to like to even like get my brain to even come to not shut down, like relatively a calm place. It's kind of like your mind knows the moment you start sitting down, like usually sometimes like you think, oh wow, like my mind, like I don't have that much in my mind, maybe it's a great time to meditate. Just when you think that, your brain is like, like let me give you something to think about. So the moment you start sitting down, like all these thoughts like in your head and be like, oh, like all the things you haven't done, all the bills you need to pay, like what your mama's doing, your crush, like what they be thinking, and this dude just texts you a text and you're just like, oh, what should I text back, and then they say like whatchamacallit, someone just texts you back, like, this guy you're crushing on texts you back, like, something like K with 2 dots, and you're like in your head, like, okay, like, he said 2 dots, like, what does that mean? Like, dot, like, like, what does he mean? Like, you're thinking all these things to, like, these books you haven't read, and, like, what I'm gonna make for dinner. Like, the moment you like, sit down, I'm like, I'm gonna do this shit, that's when your brain is like, screw you, screw you and your meditation. So, and then you're just like, damn it, you had 20 minutes, you thought you had 20 minutes, you wanted to do that, calm meditation, and it took you 20 minutes to like calm your brain down. The next thing you know, you're just like, screw this, I need to go. So it's still hard for me. So, but then I started realizing, like my innate nature is, it's not always the best thing to always be, somewhere else in your mind, but I'm always had a rich inner life and imagination. Always had a tendency to be in my head, lost, in my own world. The more I start to understand that aspect of myself, I start to realize that that's actually what induces and give meaning and life to my creativity and my passion. So I'm starting to own that side of me. So the more I starting to own that side of me and start to think okay, that's kind of my kind of nature. I mean, as of now, that I'm working with it. So I start realizing I'm a type of person, I'm all about the journey. So it didn't really make sense for me personally, at least, to just sit down and to always force my body and my mind to always just get to that ultimate state of meditation, that destination, and lose this sense of journey. So I started thinking about it. I started realizing, no, I don't want to work against my body and my nature. I want to flow with it. And anybody who knows me knows that I'm a person, my motto is, not working hard, working smart. By that, I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of times in life, you have to put that hard work to earn a good thing that's worth having, And when I say by working smart, not hard, so for example, let's say you want a coconut, right? I'm from the island, people, Sri Lanka, so bear with me. The first thing I thought of was I don't know why I thought of just a coconut tree just standing there. So, I mean, yeah. And so you want a coconut, right? So either you can climb that tree and get that coconut and, smash it and then, do whatever you want with it, drink it, hit somebody with it, I don't know why I'm being so violent today. So, hit somebody with it, do a flute boat. But, the point is you want that damn coconut. Or you can, I don't know what it's called, we have this thing, kind of a long club, it's made out of wood and it has a hook, kind of like a knife, at the top. So you can either get that to to get that coconut from top of the tree instead of climbing that tree. So mind you, even to make that club, to get that club, to hold that club and to do it, it's still relatively hard work, to hold it, to do it, but it's not as hard as climbing the tree. For any one of you who know what coconut tree looks like and who know what a tree is, coconut tree doesn't have branches that you can climb onto. It's stick thin and it's relatively kind of slippery-ish. A lot of times I remember in my country we would have this cloth thingy. A lot of men, a lot of people would tie it around their feet, tie it to their feet and then around the stem of the coconut tree to kind of keep them hanging onto the stem to make it easier to climb since it doesn't have any branches and they don't want to fall off. Actually, one time though, when I was in Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka, where the culture I come from, it's relatively sexist culture. I love my culture to death, but it's big on a lot of gender roles. Women are expected to do just thing and just be housewives. And yeah, so the village I come from. So I grew up tomboyish. I loved climbing trees. That was still one of my favorite things to do. And I remember when I was at UMass Amherst too, and right when spring starts, I would always be climbing on some trees and always hanging on some branches. So yeah, so I used to hate that. My aunt, people always would tell, oh, my mom would never let me climb the coconut tree. That's how we use grated fresh coconut for a lot of our cooking. And my mom would always ask my older brother, or my cousins to, a lot of guy cousins to climb the coconut tree and get the coconut. And she would never let me. She would never ask me. And mind you, growing, tomboyish and loving, coconut tree and being a stubborn person who doesn't like when people tell you what to do and what I can and can't do. Till this day, I can't. When somebody tells me I can't do something, you just gave me an extra reason to do that exact same thing, That's another thing. If you want me to do something, if you really want a favor or you want something out of me, just tell me that I can't do that. You'll just give me just an extra reason to just go ahead and do it. And now I just gave away my secret. Now y'all know how to get shit from me. Shit. Damn it, YouTube. But the point is, yeah, I remember one time she asked my cousin or something that I was just I got mad. I was just what? I'll do it. I would told her, like, I'll do it. She was just like, no, you know, like, you're a girl, like, you know, like, you won't do it, like, you know, you can't climb a tree. Like, I got so pissed. I'm like, woman, you can't, like, just because I'm a girl, what, I can't climb a tree, like, but you need a penis to climb a tree? Like, excuse my language, but, like, doesn't make sense. So I started climbing the tree, and almost I was you know, I didn't use a cloth or anything. I just got, you know, I just got furious. I was just like, you cannot tell me, you know, I cannot climb that damn tree. I will show you. I fell. I fell on my ass. Not because I'm a girl though, you know, probably because I wasn't patient enough, or I don't know, I just wasn't patient enough. I wasn't thinking, or I was just like, you know, like, climb to that tree with the attitude and be like, this woman, you know, this, you know, like, screw this culture. It's kind of like, whatchamacallit, Samuel Jackson in the movie Snakes on a Plane, you know, like, this, you know, this motherfucking sectors of this motherfucking plane, you know, this motherfucking sectors of this motherfucking country. Excuse my language, guys, you know, that's what he says, you know. But yeah. So going back to working hard, not, like, working smart, not hard. I loop around, you know, but I hope these are interesting stories and y'all like this. But so I loop around. So going back to that, so working smart, not hard. So when I say working smart, so now y'all think, like, it's not so much as say, you know, you never, like, you don't work hard at all. I'm just saying a lot of times people, like, we all just think, okay, like, we just have to work hard to get to this thing. But I always think, okay, no, like, if you can make the same thing and find a creative, easier way, use your mind to think of a creative way to do a little easier, not work as hard as you were initially going to, why not? You know, I want to save my energy. I want to save, you know, like, a lot of this essence and still have it in my body, you know, because trying to live a long life, you know, I ain't trying to give away my energy out to, like, just anything. So, you know, preserving your energy. So I'm all about finding creative ways and simple ways to make things easier, so you can enjoy the journey and not just really get caught up with the destination. So yeah, so going back to meditation, so I started realizing that, okay, like, I didn't like that. I was just, maybe, you know, like, if that's for you and you love just sitting down and just forcing yourself to just shut your mind and, like, and you get to that eventual place and you're happy with it, good for you. Good for you. Do you, you know, do you, boo boo, do you. Kevin Hart reference if y'all don't know what this was about. But to me, nah, man, like, I'm the type of person, like, if I'm gonna do something and I don't like it, I'm gonna try to find a way to enjoy the shit out of it, you know, because people usually say life is too short, but I don't even want to say that, because I don't know about y'all, but I'm aiming to live until I'm 100, you know, like, I take care of myself, I take care of myself inside, outside, my body, my soul, everything, so I just know I'm gonna live a long life, you know. I mean, yeah, there are natural causes, you never know what life's gonna throw at you. You're talking to somebody who was in Sri Lanka 11 years ago in my village when tsunami hit Sri Lanka. I would remember being on that rooftop, and, you know, this black ass water just started rising up the house, and I'm thinking, like, I'm just like this next 2 minutes, like, I'm dead, like, this is it. Yeah, I'm making a joke about it, but it was a very serious moment. It's kind of like a life or death situation. And it's a funny thing though, like, that day, man, I remember, like, everybody on that rooftop with me, like, people that didn't believe in God, you know, like, non-believers, atheists, all of a sudden started calling out to all types of God, you know, like, I'm looking at them like, I'm a born Hindu, so we go to temples, you know, I'm looking at them like, you wasn't at the temple last Friday, you know, all of a sudden, now, you know, water start rising, you want to call God Shakti, and they're, like, bribing, like, you know, like, God, you know, like, Shakti, Muruga, you know, like, do this for me, I will give you 50 coconuts, you know, I will come visit you, like, looking at them like, you know, you traitor. But, no offense to them, though. But yeah, like, I remember being on that rooftop and thinking, like, this is it, I'm dead in the next 2 minutes. So, like, you know, saying you never know what life throws at you, but I don't want to just think that, you know, like, I'm gonna die any moment and, like, life's gonna be short, you know. Also, you know, stating that you never know what happens in life, but I'm still gonna go ahead and think I'm gonna live until 100, you know. Not gonna say, you know, life is short, nah, my life's gonna be long, you know. I'm gonna keep thinking that. Positive affirmations. We'll see though. But you know, if I'm still here when I'm 100, I'll do another video. You know, I will do another video, and I will put this link up in this ish, you know, on the bottom, and be like, I told y'all so. You know, welcome to my 100th birthday. You know, y'all be here. I'll be blowing up these candles. You know, cutting that cake right in front of y'all. But yeah, so what was I saying? So meditation. So I'm always trying to like find ways to enjoy the journey. So the more I started thinking about like, damn, like I'm sitting down and like forcing my mind and my soul to get to that destination. I don't like the fact that I was just placing so much importance on the destination, but I'm losing the sense of journey. Like, you know, already stating the fact that I'm a person all about the journey. So then I started like thinking creatively and using my mind to come up with like twist and creative ways to enjoy the meditation. That's when I started realizing that what is meditation, right? Like philosophical question, you know, like what is life, right? What is even life? You know, what is right? What is wrong? Like, nah, I know it's not one of those moments, but like what is meditation? Meditation, down to its basic core, is mindfulness. It's being aware of the present moment, the power of now. What a book reference. For any one of you who've like, damn, it's like, I never realized, you know, it's like backwards shit. I mean, of course, I'm like, you know, it's a camera, but Power of Now, I'm sorry, the lighting is not agreeing with me. By Tolle, great book. Haven't gotten to the whole thing yet, but I've heard great things about it, so if y'all want to check it out, check it out. So the power of now, like that's what meditation is, like tuning in awareness and being so mindful of the present moment, right? So that's the ultimate destination of tuning into your bodily energetic awareness. That's the ultimate destination of meditation. So what I realized is I started looking and observing at my habits. Like I realized that like I was saying before, that my mind is always somewhere. That's how I am, or how I used to be, or just relatively even now how I am too, that I'm like trying to, you know, like better at, like trying to be better at, trying to like, you know, like trying to like progress through, like, damn it, Deluxe, what the hell is up with you in English? I swear to God, man, ever since I started like making these videos, like English is kind of like slipping away from me. but yeah, so I started realizing that I, as a person, naturally, like, I'm never in the present moment. Like, even when, like I'm walking somewhere, I'm listening to headphones, and I'm sitting down, I'm like doing something, I'm like, my mind is always somewhere, you know, like I'm taking a shower, like I'm thinking of, oh shit, you know, like what do I do today, like, you know, like what I'm gonna make today, like, you know, what is my mom doing, like you know, like when I'm cooking, like I start realizing like that's how I am, like that's how I'm conditioned to be, at least. Don't like I said, sometimes that aspect of me being lost in my inner world, that imagination, serves a purpose for me personally, but I started realizing it also took me away from the present moment. I'm always either caught up in the past or the future, trying to grasp the present moment, always trying to plan something, always trying to look back and reflect on the past, or always trying to look at the future possibilities and always planning the future that I'm letting go, that I'm missing out on the precious present moment. So what I started realizing is, all of a sudden I'm kind of like damn, like, you know, like boom, like that's what I need to work on. So then I started like realizing that, okay, so if meditation is down to its core being mindful and aware of the present moment, so as I'm working on the ultimate goal of, you know, sitting down and being one of those yogis with those sarong racks and then both bald heads, I will never get tired of that, dude. But, you know, as I'm working towards that ultimate destination, I can also think of creative ways to enjoy this aspect of mindfully being present, like presently aware. I don't know if that makes sense. So mindfully being aware of the present moment at any moment, everyday life. Like I started realizing, like I don't have to just sit down and just, you know, like be one of those, like, you know, yogis. Even that's the ultimate goal I'm aiming for. But in the meantime, I'm aiming for that destination. I can also try to think of other ways to bring that meditation to my everyday activities. You know, so if like, for example, if you know, like being mindfully aware of the present moment, so whatever you're doing at the moment, just really be really be preciously mindfully aware of whatever the hell you're doing. You know, doesn't matter if you're taking a shower, you're cooking up, or even taking that damn shit, you know, like just bringing awareness to present moment. So that means like even when, for example, you're taking a shower, right? A lot of times, I don't know about y'all, a lot of times when I take a shower, like I'm always thinking of something else. I'm always like rushing. So again, so applying the same principles of being mindfully aware of the present moment. So when you're turning on that faucet, you know, like paying attention to how that, you know, the temperature of that water and how that feels on your body, and then slowly awakening, you know, but by just doing that, you're awakening your senses, you know, your like sense of touch, and then paying attention to like how that water feels on each part of your body, how it feels just flowing from the top of your scalp to just the bottom of your sole of your feet. And then slowly, like as the water travels down, and then you take your hand, and then you start touching, you know, like that part of all parts of your body, and then really feeling like, wow, like how, you know, each of your body parts feel, and any like tensions, and like how the water, the temperature of the water, how that agrees and complements the temperature of your body. And then you know, and then I mean, if you want to take that, you know, I mean, if you want to take that, you know, you can also lead to self-pleasuring activity, you know, wink 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 wink, you know, on stuff, just so y'all know. But you know, so pretty much. And then like when you're like taking that loofah or soap or whatever you do, like, you know, when you're like soaping yourself, like instead of like, you know, like rushing, taking like 2 seconds to do it, like really slowing down, like slow down and enjoy, and then really feel every little thing that you're doing, and then being presently aware and not thinking about it, but then actually like just feeling it. There you go. Like that's the main thing of meditation. Like, so instead of just putting so much effort into like stop thinking, just opening up your ability to feel. So the more you open your ability to feel, you'll realize your thinking sense, your ability to think, that you're just thinking, it just diminishes just gradually. So you're not even forcing it. You're like, by opening something else and then enjoying the present moment, you gradually are shutting your mind off, but by not even realizing it. So you're getting to that destination without really focusing on the destination, because you're so much enjoying and being in present with the journey. And I think that's a beautiful part. Like I love that feeling, because it's kind of like getting an A, but you don't even feel like you did the work for it. You know, like that's the best feeling, you know? You know, who doesn't like that? So yeah, and then like, what do you call it? And then same thing, like if I'm cooking too, I do the same thing. Instead of, you know, a lot of times when I used to cook, like I would be always like thinking of something, like always like my mind would be somewhere else. But then kind of bringing down the awareness to that cooking process, like when I have this pan now, and then I'm putting oil in it, and then like I would see, like, and I would like start, like I would focus, like I would just think and just like feel like how the oil glides on the pan. And then I put like onion in it, like I would pay attention to, you know, as soon as I put the onion in it, like that sizzle sound, like it would awaken my sense of hearing, and I would pay attention to it. And then it has that initial smell, then I would like let myself feel the smell. And before, like, you know, I didn't even know, you know, until I did this, like I didn't even know what the hell, you know, like I was just so rushing the process, I didn't even pay attention and enjoy the journey. And then as I put, like the other day I was making chana masala, you know, like kind of like chickpea curry. And then as I put the chickpea, like, and then I started adding every ingredient, and how each ingredient added to the sense of smell, and the smell started building, and like the sound, like each ingredient would have a different sound when I put in it. And then as each ingredient gets added to the whole mixture, it would bring up the aroma. The more I started doing it, like the more it awakened my sense of smell. And now I slowly before I would have to rely on my sense of taste. I have to taste the food constantly to see like, oh, what's missing. But the more I start like being mindfully aware of the present moment and awaken all the senses, now like I I would know what it needs, like what a recipe needs by just smelling it. Like, you know, like people who know me know that I also like, I always have this like weird like habit of smelling my food. Like, you know, when I get my food I always have to smell it. Like, I don't know, like I just like smelling my food. I love food, everything about food, and I like think, you know, a lot of food smells so damn good. So yeah, so, and then also like taking a walk, you know, in the park, like that's another thing. Like a lot of times when I, you know, used to take a walk, and I'm always trying to like de-stress, avoid something, but as I'm taking that walk, I'm like, that's what I'm thinking of, you know, like that same thing I'm trying to avoid. You know, it's kind of like going, it kind of sounds ironic, but so now, so by being mindfully aware of the present moments as you're taking that walk, like imagine as you're walking, instead of being so confined in your mind and the very thing you're trying to avoid, but like turning that attention outward to every little thing outside, that beauty that exists like within you and outside of you, all around. So now like all of a sudden when I take a walk, like instead of trying to shut my mind, trying to force my mind to shut down, just opening my ability to just feel and just to pay attention to what goes around me, and all of a sudden you start paying attention to like wow, like I never noticed like that cloud, like it looks so, and then beautiful. But I'm telling you guys all this, but you know, you're not really doing this, you're not just like thinking, like you're just looking at it, just making, like letting it make you feel whatever, you know, and then paying attention to how that wind, the songs of the wind, and just birds chirping, and then different birds chirping, and as different birds chirping, you start to realize, like it's kind of like, you know, like how the sounds of different birds just tune into each other and make this song, you know, it like with the nature, and the smell of like each season, you know, like I'm sounding like, you know, like in like one of those like poems, like in the wind, and like you know, one of those like poetry, like, but like yeah, but really like paying attention to everything that's around you. And the more I started doing that, not only did it work, like did that work and, you know, really give me that sense of inner peace, I started realizing it also gave me this passion, this love for nature, this love for like just the present, the now, like everything. The more I started doing this and I started realizing, the more I started being happy, in a sense that like no matter where I am, I'm never in a place of, I can't say never, you know, like, you know, I mean, sometimes I am, man, you know, like somewhere I'm just like, what the hell? But you know, like you're anywhere, you just, like you're grateful for that present moment, no matter what it is, because you can tune your awareness to the present moment, to what the gift that it has to offer. You know, no matter if it's the sky or like even like the things you're cooking or the shower, the water. And so the more I started realizing this and started incorporating this mindfulness practice in everyday life, just eventually this ultimate goal of this destination of this meditation, by tuning into yourself and really like, you know, shutting your mind off into like really going within, it started just becoming easier and easier without me even putting effort into it. You know, it's kind of like getting that A and you didn't even study. I mean, you did the study, you know, but you didn't even realize it. You didn't even like, it wasn't even cumbersome, you know, like you didn't even feel like studying, you know. A, that's the better way of saying it. So, and it just naturally, like I naturally got to that destination, getting to that destination by just really enjoying the journey. And all of a sudden it's this beautiful thing. It's not something forced. It's just it's flowing. It's flute. It's ever flowing. And then like, and they started, the more it became easy to just like, you know, be able to like sit down and be one of those Bali yogis, you know, and then tuning in, and then it started getting easier, you know, and that's what really is, like just being presently aware of anything and everything that goes on in your, you know, goes on in your life. Any questions, anything I missed, or anything you want to know more about, elaborate on? I didn't talk as much as I wanted to. I mean, even though I talked for like, literally I'm looking at my video, it's like almost 40 minutes, you know, but still I'm like, shit, I didn't get this enough out, you know, I didn't get all of it out, you know. Confessions of a talker. Extrovert talker. But yeah. Alright guys, thank you for watching this. Let me know what y'all thought about this. Peace out, Girl Scout.